Hello everyone, I'm Professor Lee of Dr. Wildlove TV. The top 11 medicinal plants we have studied so far. Part 1, mountain hawthorn, amla, bergamot. In Part 2, radish rice, green tea, artichoke, berberine. In Part 3, Gynostemma pentaphyllum, black cumin, danjian, and dill. However, there are medicinal plants that are worthy of being included in the top 10 for hyperlipidemia, but are excluded for the reasons introduced in the top 10 for improving diabetes. First of all, let's look at the top 10 in diabetes. Cinnamon, fenugreek, garlic, bitter melon, aloe, ginkgo leaf, ginger, turmeric, ginseng, gymnema, and mulberry rib. These all have been proven to improve hyperlipidemia in clinical studies. Among these, garlic, fenugreek, and turmeric are especially effective in improving hyperlipidemia and should be included in the top 10. And psyllium also should be added, but it will be introduced in other diseases. In summary, if you want to improve hyperlipidemia using medicinal plants, it's good to choose from the following plants. 1. Mountain hawthorn, amla, bergamot, radish rice, green tea, artichoke, berberine, Gynostemma pentaphyllum, black cumin, danjian, ginseng, dill. 2. Among the top 10 herbs for diabetes, garlic, fenugreek, and turmeric. 3. Psyllium. Now we begin part 4. This is what we will study today. 1. Choose plants that are suitable for me. 2. Determine the daily dose in case of single or multiple plants. 3. The real practice of medicinal use. 4. Dose adjustment and maintenance. I'll tell you about a case where you want to improve two important diseases with one plant. 1. If you have both hyperlipidemia and cardiovascular disease, such as angina, heart failure, hypertension, etc., mountain hawthorn, danjian, radish rice, black cumin, bergamot, green tea are good. If you have both hyperlipidemia and diabetes, black cumin, radish rice, Gynostemma pentaphyllum, bergamot, berberine, artichoke, amla, dill, green tea, fenugreek, turmeric are good. If you have both hyperlipidemia and obesity, Gynostemma pentaphyllum, black cumin, bergamot, berberine, artichoke, green tea are good. If there is decreased sexual function in men or decrease in sperm count or male hormone, which is a factor in male infertility, or if you have symptoms of female menopause, black cumin, fenugreek are good. If you have both hyperlipidemia and degenerative or rheumatoid arthritis, black cumin, turmeric are good. If you have chronic digestion problems, such as bloating or abdominal pain after eating, artichoke is good. If you have both hyperlipidemia and chronic liver dysfunction, turmeric is good. If you have all three important risk factors, hyperlipidemia, hypertension, and diabetes, you should choose one among radish rice, black cumin, bergamot, green tea, garlic, and fenugreek. If you have hyperlipidemia, obesity, and diabetes, black cumin, Gynostemma pentaphyllum, bergamot, berberine, artichoke. In addition to hyperlipidemia, if you have cognitive or memory problems, emotional problems such as anxiety or depression, green tea, black cumin, Gynostemma pentaphyllum, bergamot are good. This time is a case of other special disease. If you have gout or chronic diarrhea, berberine is good. If you have chronic periodontitis, amla, green tea are good. Hypothyroidism, black cumin is good. If you suffer from frequent vaginitis, dill is good. If you have asthma or other lung problems or renal stone, black cumin is good. If you need to increase exercise capacity or endurance, Ganoderma pentaphyllum, fenugreek are good. When using capsule, tablet, or powder tea, if you are taking prescription medication for hyperlipidemia, start with half of the recommended dosage of the purchased product. If you are not taking prescription drug for hyperlipidemia, start with the lowest dose recommended for the purchased product. In traditional decoction tea method, if you are taking prescription drug for hyperlipidemia, start with half of the recommended dosage. If you are not taking prescription drug, start with the lowest dose of following recommended dose. Dried wholesome fruit, 2 to 20 grams per day, 1 liter of mineral water, decocted for 100 minutes. Reduced rice, based on the monocholine K content, 4 to 6 mg per day, 1 liter of water, decocted for 100 minutes. When black cumin is decocted with hot water, the active components evaporate or are not extracted well, so it is recommended to take it as an oil tea. Add 1 to 2 grams of oil to 250 cc of water. Ganoderma pentaphyllum, 1 to 6 grams of dried leaf, steep for 10 to 15 minutes in 250 cc of water at about 80 degrees rather than decoction. Dried bergamot fruit, 4 to 12 grams, 1 liter of mineral water, decocted for 30 minutes. Dried Coptis chinensis root, 2 to 8 grams per day, 1 liter of mineral water, decoct 100 minutes. Dried Danjan root, 4 to 15 grams per day, 1 liter of mineral water, decoct 100 minutes. Dried artichoke leaves, 4 to 6 grams, 1 liter of mineral water, decoct for 15 to 30 minutes. 1 to 2 of dried amna fruit, 0.5 liter of mineral water, decoct for 15 to 30 minutes. 1 to 3 grams of dried dill leaves, 0.5 liter of mineral water, decoct for 15 to 30 minutes, or just steep for 15 minutes in 250 cc of water. In green tea, 250 cc of boiling water, 2 to 4 grams per day, steep 5 to 10 minutes. This is how to start if you use 2 medicinal plants. 1. Determine the main medicinal plant first and then use the lowest recommended amount. 2. Add the supplementary plant at the lowest recommended amount or half of the recommended amount. For example, if you have hyperlipidemia, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and obesity, if you're selecting Danjan and Ganoderma pentaphyllum, decocting 4 grams of Danjan for 100 minutes, and then steep 1 gram of the dried leaves of Ganoderma pentaphyllum for about 15 minutes in a warm state. Let's talking about the real practice of medicinal use. Tablets, powder tea, follow product recommended dosage, starting with lowest recommended amount. When you make a decoction tea using dried leaves, berries, bark, branches, root, first you must accurately measure the dosage using an electronic scale, and the boiling time should always be constant. The amount of water is 0.5 to 1 liter. In leaves, decoction time is 10 to 15 minutes or just steep it. Decoction time of dried fruit is 15 to 30 minutes. Dried seed is 30 minutes. Root, bark, branches is 100 minutes. And take as tea 2 to 3 times a day before or after meals. From now on, I'll show you how to make a tea. Now is the domestic Ganoderma pentaphyllum product. The dried leaves with stems can be stored for 2 years and is 100 grams, so taking 2 grams a day provide a 50-day supply. I subtract the weight of the empty cup and measure it to be 2 grams. The recommended dosage is 1 to 6 grams. I will start with 2 grams. When the water boils, pour it into a 250 cc of teacup and wait for 1 to 2 minutes. To prevent the loss of active components which are sensitive to high temperature, so about 80 degrees is good. Then add 2 grams of dried leaves and wait for about 10 minutes. 15 minutes is good, but the bitter taste becomes stronger. 개운합니다. 살짝 쓴맛도 있고, 하지만 살짝 단맛도 있고, 그 다음에 입안이 아주 개운합니다. 좋네 이거 아주. This time I'm gonna show you the traditional decoction method. Add 4 grams of dried leaves to 500 cc of water. Press the time control button on the water boiler and decoct it for 10 minutes. Now, let's taste the decoction tea. The color is also darker than regular tea, and the bitter taste is a little stronger. You can use the method you prefer among the above two methods. 확실히 쓴맛이 좀 더 강해졌어요. 다른 거는 뭐 비슷합니다. The world's number one food for improving hyperlipidemia, red wheat rice. Today, I'm gonna tell you how to improve hyperlipidemia with red wheat steamed rice. I already introduced red wheat rice in other video. Red wheat rice contains monocholine K, which has the same structure and action with refrigerative prescription drug robustatin. Especially in countries where rice is the staple food, the method of cooking red wheat rice is very good. However, since you are eating it to treat a disease, you should not cook it roughly. First, you need to search the internet and purchase red wheat rice. Please note 1. The monocholine K content per gram of the purchased product is indicated. 2. A toxin called citrulline produced during the fermentation process of red wheat rice. It must be marked below the safe level. The most important thing is the accurate calculation of monocholine K content. The amount used in the clinical study was based on the amount of monocholine K 2 to 24 mg per day. The current recommended dose of monocholine K per day is 4 to 8 mg. To improve hyperlipidemia, because it must be taken for a long time, it is safe to follow the recommended dosage and start with the lowest amount, 4 mg. And after months, check your cholesterol level. Then you can adjust the amount. Let me show you a real example. The red wheat rice I purchased, there is a monocholine K content analysis table from the Korea Functional Food Research Institute. If you look at the table at the slide, 1 gram of red wheat rice contains 0.05 mg of monocholine K. In 10 gram, monocholine K is 0.5 mg. 20 gram, monocholine K is 1 mg. Because we need to take 4 mg a day, we can eat 80 gram of this product. To summarize, 80 gram of red wheat rice per day and add white rice. You can cook white rice according to your own quantity. Now, let's actually cook steamed rice. First, measure the weight of the empty container using an electronic scale. It's about 20 grams. The daily intake of white rice for an adult is about 450 grams. Subtract the 80 gram, the weight of the reddish rice. Then the amount of white rice is 370 gram. Since the empty container weighs 20 gram, 390 gram will do, right? Now we have measured the amount of white rice we will eat per day. You can adjust it according to your meal amount. Now we need to measure 80 gram of the reddish rice, right? Because the empty container is 20 gram, it should be 100 gram on a scale. Now it's 100 gram. Adjust the amount of white rice according to your own quantity, but the amount of reddish rice must be precise, because although it is food, it is also medicine. Wash the white rice well as usual and put it in the rice container. Do not wash reddish rice. This is because the active components are washed away, just sprinkling evenly over the white rice. Now the steamed rice is ready. How does the rice taste? No need to worry. A subtle scent is added to the white rice, much better than the white rice. It's very delicious. Oh, the color is pretty too. There is a mild good scent, and it has a slightly nutty taste. It's really worth eating. It's much more delicious than white rice. It is delicious even if you just eat this without eating anything else. Oh, good. Finally, let's talking about the dose adjustment and maintenance method. 1. Continue taking it for 2 weeks with a starting dose. 2. If there is no side effects, then continue 2 weeks more and check cholesterol at 4 weeks. 3. If there is an improvement with no side effect, maintain current dose. 4. If there is no improvement, increase the dose by 50 to 100% from the initial dose and repeat every 2 to 4 weeks. Finally, the entire lecture has been ended. Thank you so much for your hard work. The following lecture is a world top 10 plans that's proven effectiveness in high blood pressure. Stay healthy, everyone, and we'll see you again at the next lecture.